Hello to everyone watching this video. I'm Greg Osborne, the Dry Air Guy. I provide helpful hints related to compressed air management. Today, I want to highlight what I believe is one of the greatest innovations in the last 30 years related to compressed air piping. The subject of today's talk is blue aluminum pipe for large industrial facilities. I'm going to take you on a tour of a large industrial facility in southern Michigan where we installed several thousand feet of blue aluminum piping. I hope you enjoy the tour. We're starting out up in the compressor room, and it's located on a mezzanine about 25 feet high. We've got a little drawing here to show you the layout of the compressor. We come up the steps on the left-hand side, and then you've got a large receiver tank. The air compressor pipes through the light green tubing that you see in the drawing into that receiver tank, and then it goes through one of the filters that are in red. It's a parallel system. As far as the filters go, you can run either one or the other. So they can switch between those filters on the fly. From there, that's a filtered header, and then that header would also be used to pull in, say, a secondary compressor and dryer into that situation. The light blue lines after the two red filters go off to the right and then enter the refrigerated air dryer. Coming out of the dryer, it's a deeper blue line indicating that it's been dried, the air is cooled down, and that's proceeding out to the plant now. So additional compressors can be put up on the mezzanine because there's room for them, and because of the headers that we've got installed, we can tie them in to have parallel systems installed on the mezzanine. The next drawing that you see here is just a look at the compressed air system from a side view. As you can see, on the left-hand side, coming out of the large receiver tank, we've got the lighter blue line going to the filters and then into the dryer, and then coming out of the dryer with a deeper blue line that goes out to the factory. One of the biggest benefits of the blue aluminum piping is no rust or corrosion like you'll find with black iron pipe. But a second benefit is its lightweight design. 110 millimeter aluminum pipe weighs 30 pounds per 19 feet thick, compared to a 4-inch black iron pipe section weighing in at 216 pounds. If you can imagine carrying 216-pound piece of pipe up those steps and then having to install it up in the ceiling, that's 7.2 times more weight than the blue aluminum pipe, which equates to 7.2 times more work to install the section of pipe than the blue aluminum pipe. The pipe coming out of the compressor is an 80 millimeter pipe, which only weighs 20.4 pounds. Compared to a black iron pipe at 3 inches, which would weigh 143 pounds. So the black iron pipe is 7 times heavier than the aluminum pipe in this case. It's entering the compressor. It's a threaded nipple socket that screws into the air compressor and is tightened down with a very simple wrench that goes around the pipe, or a pipe wrench. And the elbow itself is RTIE 90-3 elbow. And then that transitions and goes up into the ceiling, where we then connect into the main header going into the air receiver tank. This fitting right here is a nipple socket that is screwed into a flange with a valve sandwiched in between, and then another flange with a nipple socket screwed into it, which then goes into the main header that the air travels back to the receiver tank. This can be accomplished with less threaded fittings by using a flanged nipple socket, which are available. So just wanted to point that out. That would be something that I would do in the future to eliminate a lot of threaded fittings that could potentially leak. So here's an example of, on the right-hand side, a flanged nipple socket. So this connects to the pipe. It's secured down with an Allen wrench. The bolts you see on the right-hand side. Where on the left-hand side, where you've got the silver flange and then the black nipple socket, it screws into threads in that flange on the left-hand side. Problem is, we had an air leak here. So with that air leak, I did find out that through some experimentation that the best way to fix an air leak is to use anti-seize on the threads, on the aluminum threads, and then put 4 wraps of Teflon tape over the threads, and then cover it with anti-seize one more time, a light coating of anti-seize, and then screw it back in. We were able to eliminate all the leaks in the plant at any place that there was a threaded fitting by using the anti-seize and the Teflon tape together. But if you were to use all nipple socket flange combination pieces, you would eliminate all those leaks right from the get-go. So I'm recommending that the nipple socket flange be used in all occasions where a flange is incorporated into the process. As you can see, the pipe looks absolutely beautiful with its blue color. And then you can see the black brackets that hold the pipe to the unistrut and keep it secured in place so it's not moving around, and makes for a very tight system, very nice system, and looks really, really good. Part of what you're seeing here is the top of the, what you're seeing here is the top of the filter system, and then a side shot of the filter system as well. And these filters are in parallel, so you can run one set of filters and then switch them while you're still in operation if you choose to do so. From the filters, they're all flanged in place, 3-inch MPT to a flange. And then here's going into the refrigerated air dryer. Pipes coming down from above, a 90, and then transition into the refrigerated air dryer with flange couplings. Some more pictures of the air going through the wall partition out to the plant. And that pipe is running over to the wall, it goes through the wall. And then here is the layout of the plant piping system. You can see the transitions where it goes for expansion joints in between each piping loop. And then also in the main header that's running vertical, you can also see one expansion joint placed within that 4-inch or 110 millimeter run. And then all of the horizontal runs are 80 millimeter runs, and each one of those has its own expansion joint. As we progress out into the plant, one of the things you notice is the eye appeal. The blue aluminum piping is so much more eye appealing, and it helps you to locate your air pipes up in the ceiling. It's easier than looking at a bunch of pipes that are the same black color or silver color like electric. Water pipes, gas pipes, many other systems traditionally are piped in black iron piping. The clean blue anodized pipe makes your plant look like a state-of-the-art facility. Not only that, but there's less air drag in the blue aluminum pipe because it's a polished finish inside. The blue aluminum pipe is smooth inside and out. Extruded aluminum has very little drag. So this is a T transition off the main header, 110 millimeter header system going through a valve, and then from that valve it runs up to a 90-degree elbow, which transitions it to the left here, and then we start the loop, which shoots 80 millimeter pipe all the way down to the far end of the plant, way down there. So at the end of the plant, it goes off to the right, and then it comes back on that other set of far columns, the M column, and it ties back in right over there where you can see it coming back up again right at that point right there. A little bit further down you've got an expansion joint right there, where it's about a 4-foot expansion out away from the plant, and then there's a flexible piece in between the expansion. Here's a close-up of the expansion joint. See how it goes about 4 feet over and then out. Right in the center there's a flex union. It's flanged in. And then there's the other side, and it comes back the main header. That's all done in 110 millimeter piping. And here's a better look at that expansion joint. So it's a flexible piece that's set into this 4-foot section that allows it to flex in the system. Close up on that. You can see it's a rubberized flexible portion there. So it allows the system to move and breathe and shift with changing temperature conditions within the plant. That's what this is for. It helps prevent leaks because you're not putting any stress on the pipe because it has a place to move. So the plant is in sections. That's the B section back there. And it comes all the way up, and it comes through the wall right up here into the A section of the plant. This is the A section of the plant, which goes way down to the very far end, and then it transitions off to the left. It makes 2 big loops through this section, and then drops down to all the different pieces of equipment in the plant. Here's a typical drop coming down in 1-inch or 25 millimeter pipe. It runs all the way up to the ceiling. See how it travels over that way, and then there's a adaptation point where it's tied into the mainline piping right there at that point. This adaptation point is called a quick branch drop, which is bolted together, clamping around the pipe. When a precise hole has been drilled into the pipe and the clamp seals onto the pipe with a heavy-duty O-ring seal. So it seals around that pipe, and then we can drop down into our 25 millimeter and then go off to our drops. This is where the end of the loop stops. It transitions so that it can continue on. 80 millimeter going down that way, and 80 millimeter up and over to the left. There's a big valve there, of course, that allows you to shut off that section that's going directly away from us. Here are the big takeaways when it comes to blue aluminum piping. This project was installed by a union contractor. The project surpassed the owner's expectations. I have several contractors who have quoted blue aluminum pipe just the same way they would have quoted black iron pipe, and they were very profitable. Yes, the piping and the fittings cost more than black iron pipe, but the labor cost is so much less that it balances itself out, and the installation cost is about the exact same. The best part is that in about an hour's time, I can train in most any crew or individual to professionally install blue aluminum pipe. If you have a project in mind, contact me at Greg, G-R-E-G, at dryair, spelled D-R-I-A-I-R.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.